Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to clean your makeup brushes, and I did a blog post about this a little while back, but this time I'm actually going to show you how to do it. So what I do is I take my makeup brush solution, which this recipe is on that older post of mine. Really easy, it's just basically bottled water, witch hazel, and baby shampoo mixed together. Um, like I said, the recipe, the quantities of each ingredient are online on my blog. So all I do is I take the makeup brush solution and I put it on one of these cotton rounds, and I just kind of saturate the center part of the cotton round, and I take my powder brushes. This is for anything except for liquid. I'll show you how to do my liquid brushes here in just a second. So, and you just take your brush and you swirl it around. This is my blush brush, so this will definitely show you how big of a difference, or how well it cleans it. So you can see how well it takes the product off. And then I just go through and I make sure I get the rim of the brush as well. And so all I do is to dry these, even though I'm not actually putting them underwater, I still like to dry them with them laying flat, just so no moisture collects and goes down into the barrel of your brush. So that's what I do for each powder brush. What I do for the liquid brushes is like my foundation brush. I haven't used this and I haven't cleaned this for probably 2 weeks. I only used it for a week long's worth of putting my product on. So what I do is I take the brush solution and I take it over to my sink, and all I do is I turn the water on just to liquid warm, or room temperature I should say, holding the brush down so there's no water that's going to get into the barrel. I just pour some of the solution on and I kind of rub it with my fingers. I do both sides of the brush and I douse it pretty well, and I go through and I let it soak, let the water soak. You have to do this a couple of times if you use liquid foundation. As you can see, it's still really, really dirty. That's why you want to wash your brushes quite often. You can even move it around, just as long as you're facing your brush down so the water doesn't get into the barrel of the brush. This one's going to require quite a bit of solution. And you can even put some in the palm of your hand. Like I said before, I try to do this at least once a week. My liquid foundation is really hard because I try to do that twice a week. I have really sensitive skin, so this solution is really good for me because it doesn't have any, additives that I don't, extra moisturizers that I don't necessarily need. So see how it still has a little bit of product. This solution is pretty inexpensive to make, and I always have it on me. I actually haven't gone through a whole bottle, and I clean my brushes once a week. So now with these, because I actually used, soaked them in water, I kind of shake them out and I just try to, just like you would do, you know, if you have long hair, just kind of push all the water out. And same thing, I just set them on the edge of my counter and let them dry. Once, you know, once I come back in here, I'll do something else. Once I come back in here, I'll go through them and kind of run them over the top of my hand. Obviously, you want your hand to be clean, but run them over the top of my hand, kind of, you know, like in a circular motion, just to get the bristles kind of moved out and fanned out more. So this simple step saves me so much in my skin. I've noticed a huge difference. My product goes on a lot easier. My sometimes when you have powder, pressed powder, I put on my face, it doesn't create like little balls. It doesn't discolor my foundation or my powders or anything like that. So it keeps bacteria from building up on your product, which in turn keeps your face cleaner. This is a great thing to do after you've been sick and if you've applied makeup, because if you're like me, even though if I feel sick, unless it's really, really bad, if it's really bad, I'm not going anywhere, so I don't need to impress anybody. But if I do need to go to work and I still feel really crappy and I know I have, you know, a cold or whatever and my nose has bacteria and stuff on it, this is great to go ahead and do when you're sick. Especially on your liquid, you know, your brushes are going to take a little longer to dry. So if you clean them right in the morning, right after you use it, by the next day your brush should be dry enough to apply your makeup again. So, like I said, if you're sick, I would definitely recommend doing this. It's super cheap, super easy to do. So, that's my video on how to clean your brushes. Easy, and I hope you guys like it and try it out. If you have any questions or can't find the recipe on my blog, please let me know, comment below, and I will go ahead and give you that recipe again. And it's super easy, like I said, and happy brush cleaning.